All right. So Isabelle Mercier Turcotte is the co-founder and CEO of LeapZone Strategies and the host of Leap TV. She asks the question, is your marketing so helpful that people would happily pay for it? Isabelle co-founded her first business a few years out of her teens and quickly turned it into a 7-figure creative firm without ever pitching an idea before getting hired. That's a trick. She's one of North America's top business influencers, a 2-time TEDx speaker with more than 2.5 million views, is a fitness fanatic from being an avid yogi and deadlifting over 250 pounds. Yikes. Helping us leverage the greatest untapped currency of our fast-paced modern world. Please join me in welcoming from Vancouver Island, yay, brand strategist, best-selling author, and motorcycle lover, Isabelle Mercier Turcotte.
Yay.
Hey, okay, so now the trick is
give me power of
giving you power. Here we go. Make you the host. Change host.
Change host. All right, let me share my screen here for a second. Okay.
Ah, there you are. Now I can see you.
Yay! Awesome. Do you see my purple and green screen?
I do indeed.
Awesome. Well, thank you for inviting me, Chris. I'm a big fan of your work and of your community, and I'm super happy to be here. And thank you to everyone, as well as Chris said, for taking the time to actually be here with us live. This will be recorded, but it's fun to have live souls on a webinar, on a training that we can actually feel the energy and answer questions. I will be answering questions at the end. So if you're someone who wants more clients, which I'm assuming, we all want more clients, but hate selling, then welcome to a new era that will most likely have you thrive, and an era that you will love. Welcome to the era of helpfulness. The question that Chris asked a moment ago is, is your marketing so helpful that people would happily pay for it? That's an important question to ask. I wholeheartedly believe that, and I've seen undeniable proof that the key to breaking through the noise isn't being louder anymore. It used to be that it's being louder, but it's about becoming profoundly helpful and profoundly relevant, operating from a true place of generosity, a true place of helpfulness is what your ideal clients resonate with and mostly are attracted to. Because if you sell something today, what happens is you make a customer today. But if you help and delight someone, you earn a customer for life, because help beats hype every time. And I am sure you would agree that we are right now in the middle of a whole lot of uncertainty. And uncertainty, oh yeah, during time of uncertainty, help always wins. And uncertain times are scary. I don't know anybody who wakes up in the morning and goes, yep, yeah, I'm just loving uncertainty. I'm loving not knowing where this is gonna go. No, nobody loves that. But here's the thing. In every problem, therein lies the next solution. And from the same token, in every solution, therein lies the next problem. This time, right now, will define what kind of entrepreneur you are, or what kind of entrepreneur you want to become. I believe being an entrepreneur comes with some pretty cool responsibilities. Entrepreneurs are problem solvers. This is what we do for a living. We problem solve. Everything that's been created on this planet to date has been created out of need, out of necessity, and by solving a problem. Your prospects and clients, they need and they want your help now more than ever, for sure. This is, in my opinion, the single greatest business opportunity since electricity time, I think. That is, if you look past the old ways of marketing, and if you look past the old ways of customer service, what's going to happen is you'll find a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to massively propel your business forward in ways that were not possible or unthinkable even just a few months ago. The key to breaking through customer cynicism and competitor messaging clutter is not shouting louder. It's becoming truly relevant and massively helpful. Helpfulness, in my opinion, is the new hustle. We have been operating in helpfulness, my company and I, for years. And my hope is for this presentation to inspire you to become an entrepreneur that lives and breathes and operates to make people's lives better by serving rather than selling. I'm known as the Simon Cowell of branding and business growth, and I'm going to choose to see that as a huge compliment, despite of what people know of Mr. Simon Cowell. I'll choose to see that as a compliment because this guy sure knows how to spot and catapult talent forward. I'm just a little bit more fashionable and definitely friendlier than him. Now, in the past 25 years, I've created 2 7-figure businesses. I've produced and hosted the #1 online TV show about branding and business growth called LeapTV. I've had the pleasure and honor to work with small business owners, small local heroes that are just making a really big difference. And of course, large, iconic brands that I've loved working with and continue to love working with. I won Entrepreneur of the Year, and I'm one of North America's top small business influencers. I have 2 TEDx talks under my belt. Believe me, it takes a lot of guts to do one of these, with a total of over 2.5 million views already. And let me tell you, I'm not saying this because I'm like, oh, I'm all that in a bag of chips. No, I'm saying this because through 25 years, I've been through my fair share of reinvention and reposition to become and stay the first, the best, or the only. And I've done that also successfully with hundreds of entrepreneurs and thought leaders around the world to honestly fulfill my quest to make life better for others, and of course for myself and for my community and my team. And by doing that, by being of utmost value and of utmost service. Because being of service actually feels good. It feels really good. And it gets people talking. If you want your business to grow and your business to grow with more ease, getting people talking about you is the way to go. The easiest way to grow your business in any economy, it doesn't matter what happens in the economy, is for your customers to grow it with you. But that, of course, only occurs if you deliver a service or a product that people want and a customer experience that's worth talking about. Word of mouth influences 50% of all purchases on our planet. Yet, we take this golden little fact for granted every day. We assume that our customers will want to talk about us, and we assume that they will, but they don't unless you give them something to talk about. HelloFresh leverages word of mouth beautifully by sharing. They have a campaign called Sharing is Caring. HelloFresh is a food box. They deliver a healthy food, already organic, already prepared for you. You just need to cook it. I'm a client, and they allow me to actually gift a couple of dinners to different people. What happens with that is it's me talking about them instead of them talking about themselves. And I make someone's life better. I'm a hero. They're in potential of having a new client, and we're all happy in the process. Pop Chips actually does the same. They know that having a happy customer advocate for the goodness of their products or of their services is way more effective than any other marketing strategies put together. Of course, when you want to grow and when you want to grow fast. I was raised in a hairdresser salon. That probably explains the crazy lid. And I worked with my mom, and my mom, by the age of 3 or 4 years old, I was, spending a lot of time with her at the salon, and I witnessed my mom rocking it every single day. This woman loved to surprise and delight. She's still alive today, but she doesn't do that anymore. But she loved to surprise and delight our customers. She was unbeatable for customer service, and as a result, she constantly had 3 months of a waiting list. And we lived in a tiny little town back in Quebec with probably 2,000 people, including freaking flies in the summer. You know, this is how small the village was. And here's what I learned from a very young age in working with her. I learned to listen to the unsaid. People say a lot in between words with their energy, with their body language. I learned to always look for ways to wow and delight. I learned to serve and operate with love, attention, and intention, remembering that Jane loves peppermint tea with 1 ice cube in it, or Paul loves a 10-second cold water rinse after his shampoo. I learned that the little things make a hell of a big difference. And I remember literally at about 9 years old, I was designing new hairstyles and massaging people's scalps and hands to make waiting more fun, to make waiting relaxing instead of freaking frustrating. I don't like to wait. But you know, if you go to Disney, you can wait 2-3 hours for a ride, yet you're having fun. My mom knew that instinctually. Coming to our salon was a treat. It was a treat that people craved. It was fun, it was pampering, and pure fuel for the soul. And every day my mom would say to me before I go to school, Isabelle, who will you make life better for today? And that's what I want to double click on with you today, being of service and impactful. So what I want to share is I want to share why the fight for attention is getting more and more difficult every day and why most communications actually fail. I'm going to share with you a threesome that's going to change your life and your business forever. No, that's not the threesome I'm talking about. And I'm going to share with you some cost-effective marketing ideas through this presentation that are designed to help you and help companies, you know, build trust by making life better. And I'm going to also share a few resources to help you implement what you learned today, because knowing something is half the battle, but it's not the whole totality of winning the battle. Implementing what you learn is what creates great results. And if you have any questions throughout, I'm dyslexic, so I won't be able to concentrate and give good value here while trying to read all the questions. So Chris is gonna take care of the questions and I'll happily answer those at the end. Okay, so my question is, can you resolve algebra by chewing bubblegum? No, of course not, right? That'd be ridiculous. Wouldn't that be fun? Let me tell you, I would have rocked math if that would have been the case. Yet, that's what most people are doing when it comes to their marketing. Most business owners do not know what they stand for. Most business owners do not know what their brand stands for. They don't know what their clients and prospects need and want the most. And they don't know what makes them different. And most of all, how to effectively communicate that difference. And let me tell you, if you don't know what makes you different and how to communicate that difference effectively, how can you expect your clients and prospects to find you and choose you? 8 billion video views daily on Facebook from 550 million users. 100 billion Google searches per month. 70 billion blog posts published every month on WordPress alone. That doesn't even include all the other platforms. And 4 billion people use social media every single day for a minimum of 2 hours. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of stuff online. A lot of attention being demanded. And there are millions of businesses with long runways, meaning they have a hell of a lot more money to invest in marketing than you do, which makes their runway much longer than yours. You can't beat them at this game. You can't outrun them on their own runway. But what you can do is take a trip on a different runway. Instead of trying to be louder, be the first, the best, or the only at being more relevant and extremely helpful. Now, having said that, being relevant and helpful is a hell of a lot easier when you first know and own what your brand stands for. Be clear about what business you're in and what you want to be known for, because that should be the driving force behind all of your marketing and all of your communications. Most people think that a brand is a logo, a product, or a service, or a website. You know, is a brand, is a logo, a website, and a product important to a brand? Of course, it wouldn't exist without that. But branding is how people feel when they buy your product or service. Branding is how people feel about the experience that you provide. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Brands are not defined by companies and markets. Not anymore. It used to be that way. But brands are defined by people and emotions. So knowing what your brand stands for, it also means being very clear about your brand DNA, which I call, it's a brand foundation. And we call that at LeapZone a brand DNA. And a brand DNA is the foundation that makes you, you. And that is designed, it's the foundation that's designed to unleash your genius in ways that resonate with your ideal clients. Now, there are 10 key ingredients to building a really strong brand foundation. I'm going to share with you 4 today that are going to really make a difference. And then from that base, from that foundation, then we can talk about marketing. So the first brand ingredient for the brand DNA is having a strong internal mission. That's how you want to leave people feeling. We don't care about mission statements. Mission statements, they gather dust, nobody knows them, and they don't do anything. What we care about is for you to have 1 or 2 words as to how your company, your culture is dedicated and passionate to leaving people feeling. At LeapZone, our internal mission is to leave people feeling on fire and unstoppable. That is why we do what we do, and everything we do, we strive on delivering that. The second super important ingredient is your brand promise. Your brand promise is your measurable accountability. It's the one thing that you're going to do day in and day out, and that your clients want and need. At LeapZone, our brand promise is we promise clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. And we deliver this every day, rain or shine. The third ingredient is your X factor, the things that make you irresistible, right? The thing that sets you apart, that would get someone to go, ah, where have you been all my life? At LeapZone, what makes us different is we're a branding, marketing, and coaching agency all under one roof, which means that clients who work with us, they get to work on all aspects of their business. We take care of the outcome, we take care of the overcome, so that we help our clients grow with impact and more fulfillment. And that totally sets us apart, because usually these 3 things, branding, marketing, and coaching, are usually 3 siloed companies that you would work with in siloed fashion. That's what makes us different. What makes you different? And 4, your interrupter. That is your provocative brand stand. That is the thing that interrupts, that grabs attention, and that gets people to go, I like her, or she's on crack. Either way, I care that you have an opinion. That's the key here. And our interrupter, we have many at LeapZone, but one example is we believe an interrupter is a brand stand, right? So we believe that you need to be massively relevant and helpful, or you will die. Your business will not survive. Your interrupter alone can actually give you months of content for a variety of different platforms, because it's a brand stand, and it's something that when you double click on that, you can educate in a variety of different ways. Just with that one, the 4th the fourth ingredient. Now, as I said, there are 10 ingredients. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I wanted to at least give the base that is before having a great look and feel and an amazing website. A website has to be designed to be your spokesperson day and night. And in order to hire a great spokesperson, then you need to be very clear on some of these, on these very 4 and ideally 10 brand foundation. Now, so what I want to do now is I want to introduce you to the 3-sum of awesome that will change your life and business forever. And it's called the LeapZone Helpfulness Pledge. What we call that internally the Helpful 3. And this Helpful 3 comes with a warning. It requires a lot of guts and courage to implement what I'm about to talk about, but it also should say, and I'm trying to get rid of all buts, and it also brings huge rewards. Now it takes guts. Why do I say that? It takes guts and courage. Once you know what I'm going to share here, it takes guts and courage to create amazingly helpful material and then give it all away for free or against the currency online, which is name and email, to build your community. It takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage to put yourself out there and tell it like you see it and take a stand, even though many people are going to agree with you and many others won't. It takes guts and courage to trust that your people, your tribe of clients and prospects will reward you eventually with their attention and, of course, their business. It takes guts and courage to go above and beyond the call of duty to make a real difference. And it's massively rewarding. So let's look at the first ingredient of the Helpfulness Pledge. Outshine. Kindness makes a big difference. This is all about creating or highlighting acts of kindness and continually inspire your customers and your prospects to share theirs, but to share theirs through your brand. And I want to give you examples of some companies who do this successfully. FedEx has a Made Possible By campaign. They encourage team members and community heroes to do random acts of kindness. And I don't know if you've heard about this, but a while back, there's a FedEx driver that actually took the time out of his busy day to shovel snow from the porch and the sidewalk of a woman that had recently lost her husband due to cancer. And he didn't leave a note. He didn't say anything to anybody that he had done that, but it was caught on her surveillance camera. And she was so amazed by that act of kindness, so simple, that she was compelled to actually share it. And it made, it went viral online and it actually made the news, right? So now what does that do? It brightens someone's day, like my mom said, right? And better yet, it inspires others to do the same. That news truly went viral, and it created a lot of attention, a lot of free media attention for FedEx. Now, FedEx's internal mission is to leave people feeling cared for. I think they've proven that, and they prove that on a regular basis. At LeapZone, we have a Love Matters campaign. Everyone on our team has the responsibility and the accountability to gift someone in need something, whether it's a coaching session or an equine guided transformation session, to someone that needs it but can't afford it. We also have a thing for leaving things behind. We love to surprise and delight. So leaving Margarita, my partner, launched a book last year, and it's a book about love. And we believe that love is a subject that is absolutely needed right now in any case, but right now even more. So we love to leave the book in public places with instructions onto reading it and passing it forward. We also are known for leaving $5 bills, $10 bills in books at chapters, just to, can you imagine you buy a book, you open the book at home and you go to page 39 and there's a $10 bill? That's pretty cool, right? That's just lots of little things that we love to do to help us. We feel good by doing that. It doesn't need to be known. It doesn't need to be tracked. It just needs to be done. Our mission, our internal mission, as I said earlier, is to leave people feeling on fire and unstoppable. Those are little ways for us to do that. Ritz-Carlton, going above and beyond the call of duty. They turned a lost teddy bear into a viral sensation. And I don't know if you've heard of this, but again, a while back, there's a kid, a family that vacation at Ritz-Carlton. They went back home and teddy bear was left behind. For those of you who have kids, that could be life and death for a child. So what they did is they actually took pictures, Ritz-Carlton, they took pictures of the teddy bear enjoying a little bit of a longer vacation and traveling back to its owner. And every day through the transit, they actually were sending updates to the family for the child to actually know that teddy bear was on its way back home. Ritz-Carlton's internal mission is to leave people feeling like family. My question to you is, how do you want to leave people feeling? How do you want your brand to leave people feelings? And what will you implement in your business today to deliver that feeling? Because a brand that shines with kindness is a brand that makes life better. And a brand that makes life better gets rewarded with the satisfaction of contribution, which in itself is worth it, and a whole lot of attention from media and ideal clients. So a suggestion would be to make a list of 6 to 12 random acts of kindness that aligns with you and your brand foundation, and pick one and implement it now. Now is the perfect time to implement something like this. It'll make you feel great and it will make people talking about you. The second ingredient of the helpfulness pledge is out-teach. As I said earlier, in every problem, therein lies the next solution. And in every solution, therein lies the next problem. Be a brand that contributes in sharing and teaching what you know. You're good at what you do. Share that brilliance and share it freely. Sharing is caring, and caring creates trust. And trust turns prospects into customers, and customers into loyal fans. So I want to share with you some out-teach examples. Dunk is a pool company. They have a question and answer daily, very simple. Their blog is called Swimmingly Good Reading. And what Dunk has done during the crash of 2009, let's talk about 2009 instead of COVID for a minute. What they've done is, because as you can imagine, if there's a crash in the world, as you can imagine, if you can't put food on the table, you're certainly not going to go and invest for a pool in your backyard. So what they did is they answered every pool-related question that they could find online. And by doing that, they went from certain debt, bankruptcy, actually they were about to file bankruptcy, to being the most trusted pool company in North America. And all they did was being helpful and answering questions and educating their clients and prospects about what to do, what not to do in a daily Q&A blog post. Dunk, as a company, they promise healthy and happy backyard. So of course they would want to educate to promote and educate on that. Trello is a company, it's a tool, a project management tool that we use here at LeapZone. And they have Taco, the little educating mascot of Trello. I'm telling you, this company has super helpful and creative ways to share and use Trello for just about anything. Like Mac there's an app for that. Well, there's a Trello for that. And even during COVID recently, they actually sent in their little weekly e-zine, they shared ways to collaborate in cooking with friends and family using Trello boards. And that to me is literally thinking outside the box to really get your clients and your clients to use and love your product even more. Their promise is they promise an organized mind, workspace, and life. I think they do that absolutely really well. At LeapZone, we have Leap TV, as I talked about a little bit earlier. It's all about helping and educating for free. I invest a lot of time sharing free, very entertaining. If you want to see some crazy hairstyles and some really awesome and valuable strategies, you know, to help business owners be the first, the best, or the only, as that is our subject at heart. I have well over 70 Leap TV episodes and well over 50 Leap tools, tutorials, all for free. Good, relevant information that I could totally bundle and sell. But I would rather educate and create trust and gather name and email of interested prospects and loyal clients than charge for that. Our promise, as I said earlier, is clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. Now, what can you do to educate your prospects and clients? Facebook Live series weekly, your own podcast, valuable weekly articles on LinkedIn, an evergreen webinar, a masterclass, an audio program. Because a brand that educates freely and frequently is a brand that makes life better. And a brand that makes life better gets rewarded with the satisfaction of the contribution and a whole lot of attention from ideal clients. And last, but certainly not least, in the ingredients of the helpfulness pledge is outwit. The smart way to be successful is to be massively valuable. Once you're valuable, success has absolutely no choice but to actually reveal itself. Success is not a thing you thrive for, it's a byproduct of being of value. And when you learn to leverage your customers' creativity, ingenuity, and love for your brand, you win. So let's look at a couple of examples of people who do this really well. GoPro has done this really well from the beginning. They leverage their customers' creativity to promote their products. They ask their clients to highlight, right? They allow their clients and prospects actually even to share their genius and what they are recording with the product. So skateboarders, surfers, bikers, they all love to showcase their brilliance. And every time they do that, it's an ad for GoPro. Free ad for GoPro, might I add, and way better than an ad that they would do, because having someone talk about you is way, way better than talking about you yourself. Survivor allows super fans to come up with designing challenges for the show. I can imagine that, right? If you're a super fan, having a chance to be a part of the brilliance of this show is just priceless. And if you spend even 3 minutes on YouTube, chances are you'll have seen a Simply Piano ad. Simply Piano highlights their customers' progress and wins. And that's super engaging and super encouraging for those of us that don't know how to play piano and want to actually learn. So instead of hearing Simply Piano talk about their products and how amazing they are, they simply show us people's fast progress. How brilliant is that? Those are basically little mini case studies from clients. Vimeo leverages their fans to actually help with customer service and tech support. Who better to help with tech support than your loyal fans who would die for your own brand? At LeapZone, we've created a flash mob in Gastown a couple of years ago to promote our Build to Rock program, because a talking head video wasn't gonna do it, wasn't gonna cut what we wanted to do with this in promoting this program. So we rallied a bunch of people, a bunch of loyal fans and clients, and we had some fun creating an awesome flash mob. I can give you the link, Chris, and maybe you could put it below below this presentation for people to watch it. It's actually super fun. That's ways to make life better and help without a lot of money at all. A lot of these things are absolutely free. Contests, case studies, challenges, flash mobs, they're all free and uber fun ways to outdo yourself, because the goal as entrepreneurs is to outdo ourselves and to also outwit our competitors. And brilliant brands that engages their clients and prospects are brands that make life better, and brands that make life better gets rewarded with the satisfaction of contribution and a whole lot of attention. So the impactful 3, there you have it, the threesome of awesome. But this little threesome comes with a caveat. We all tell ourselves the exact same lie, and that lie is that our customers are too busy. They're too busy to visit the website, they're too busy to watch the masterclass, they're too busy to fill our online assessment, they're too busy to do this, do that. That is not true. It's not about being too busy. Why? Because when you give somebody the information that they want, in the format that they prefer, when they need it, suddenly the time necessary to consume that information magically appears. You've experienced this before, I have. So if your marketing isn't working like you want it to, it's not them being too busy, it's that what you're giving them is not relevant or helpful enough. When people have a problem that is painful enough, they will do and pay anything to find a good solution. In fact, your prospect will buy. The question is, or someone else. They will buy, even if they say that they don't have the money to buy what you have to buy. They will eventually buy if the problem is big enough. And are you doing everything in your power to outshine, outteach, and outwit to get them to choose you? So be louder and lose the battle, or become massively relevant and helpful. If you sell something today, you make a customer today. But if you help and delight someone, you earn a customer for life, because help beats hype every time. So my point is this. When you're crystal clear about how you want to leave people feeling, which is your internal mission, and you chuck the mission statement, that's a swear word at LeapZone actually. Mission statement, swear word. So when you're clear about how you leave people feeling, what makes you accountable, what makes you different, and what makes you relevant and seen. And when you create marketing material that's so valuable that people would happily pay for it, the right people will find you, and the right people will buy what you have to offer. My mom was right then, and she's still right today. Help beats hype every day, and developing a growth strategy that makes life better and brings in ideal clients does not happen by accident. You know, that happens by design. And it all starts with you getting the right strategies in place and the right support and mentorship to help you get it done and get it done well and cut the learning curve. So as Chris said at the very beginning, what I want to do is open the opportunity for anyone who fills out our needs assessment. We'll get a 30-minute, it usually is 30 to 45-minute clarity call, strategy call to actually help you find ways, simple ways to increase relevance and impact that you can implement now so that you can see results now. Because we're really passionate about helping people, businesses, and brands really outdo themselves and live up to their full potential. We love to work with passionate entrepreneurs and thought leaders who thrive on being the best, you know, who thrive on delivering their genius in a simple, impactful, and fulfilling way. And if that's you, then I invite you to fill out our needs assessment and get that 30 to 45-minute strategy call with us. And if we're the right fit for you, we may find a way to continue working together. And if not, at least you'll get impacted and some good ideas in that time. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is our Build to Rock program. It's 12 weeks of coaching, 8 powerful training modules to help you quickly reposition yourself to be found and be relevant so that you can be the first, the best, or the only. And the ultimate outcome of Build to Rock is to get your business architecture and your brand differentiation in place so that you can survive COVID-19, but also create the income, the impact, and the inspiration that you want in the world well beyond COVID-19. And what you get with the Built to Rock program is basically you get help and assistance with your brand differentiation and your product and service structure so that you can become indispensable for your clients and prospects. And by the end of the program, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what the economy does, you will be a master at continuously repositioning yourself and your brand to be the #1 choice. Online or offline, no difference, so that your ideal clients are compelled to choose you over anyone else. I want your clients to say, I'd be crazy not to work with you. Where have you been all my life? And because of COVID, we want our way of giving back and of being of utmost impact and help is to slash $2,000 off of this program. So for any one of you that would like to know more or would like to leverage this opportunity, time-sensitive opportunity for $497, you got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Go to leapzonestrategies.com/outhelp. You ready to grow through this? Because if we can grow through this, we can grow through anything, right? So I know that my team and I are in the mood to help you kick COVID's ass by becoming so valuable that people will say, my God, yeah, did you bug my house? Feels like you're talking about things that I absolutely need and want. Where have you been all my life? So are there any questions, Chris? Any questions, insight? I always love to know insights and gems that you might have connected with, and of course, questions that I can help with.
Thank you very much, Isabelle. There are a couple of questions, and there's a few more coming in there. But before I get to the questions, I just want to say thanks so much. I'm super excited and stoked to hear you once again, and so happy that you actually decided to deliver this brand new presentation first here on the SOHO Summit webinar series. Yeah, that was awesome. I've got a bunch of notes, but I just want to mention a couple of things. Right from the very beginning when you were talking about working in the salon with your mother, and it's pretty obvious that I guess marketing and that is just part of your DNA. You grew up with it, obviously. And the word that came to mind for me as you were describing the salon is that it was an experience, I think, that was being created so that people probably really enjoyed, when they knew they were going to the salon to see your mom and get their hair done, and that they were probably like, oh, they were looking forward to that day because it's such an experience.
They were looking forward to that day. And even as a young child, some of them, this made me feel like $1 million. Some of them actually came just for a massage or just for a shampoo, because that was my job at the time. And they didn't, my mom was like, what, you didn't even come for a haircut or anything? No, I just wanted, Isabelle's magical hands. But, yeah, people looked forward to it. And this is what I love about what we do is people love working with us. They thrive when they work with us. We not only make their life better by helping them grow their business in fun ways, but we make the process actually fun. So it makes all the difference,
Yeah, well, just as you were talking about that, a more recent experience came to mind, and especially around the current situation that we find ourselves in. And with Mother's Day last week, my mother lives in a small town in Southern Ontario, and there's actually not much going on there in terms of restaurants and whatnot. So I wanted to send her a meal on Mother's Day so that she wouldn't have to cook. And so I found one on Facebook that was in the area, and I asked them, do they deliver? And they said, yeah. They got back to me right away through messaging. Yeah. So they sent me the menu. I ordered some food and then asked if they would deliver it. And then it turns out they knew my mother because that's how small the town is. But so then I also said, hey, this is kind of out of the ordinary, but would you mind picking up some flowers and including it with the delivery and then just like bill me? And she said, absolutely, no problem. And she went and got the flowers, took a picture so I could see what they look like and everything, and then delivered it. And it was just awesome. And so I gave them a nice big tip as well, but they were just so friendly and so good about it. And I really hope, I've left them a nice review. I hope they do well, but businesses are struggling, but they're going out of their way to do what they can. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And truly what I said is the companies and the brands that are most helpful will win. It's no longer about having the most money or most, most SEO. Not that I'm not dissing SEO. SEO is super important. And of course, part of what you do. But SEO brings people to you, doesn't keep people coming to you, right? So the key is to have a good middle of how people find you and how you keep people and how you have people talking about you, because that's the key here. And being helpful is one very inexpensive way of doing that, in a way that actually makes everybody's life better.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So let's get to a couple of questions. And here is one from Glory that asks, how would you find a way to use the outwit strategy in a business where clients must maintain confidentiality? That's could be a tricky one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great question. Um, there's obviously plenty of ways. Let me just think. We've had plenty of clients that have had that particular instance. Um, well, in an industry where that's occurring, what's the term you used?
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Often out teaching is definitely the better of the three, because out teaching is going to actually help you get to people and get to train people and help people without anybody, like companies that help people lose weight or get out of a violent relationship. You don't want to actually, hey, I'm in a violent relationship, pick me. No, you actually want to be on your own and find ways to learn and find ways to find the support that you need, but in a private way. So I would definitely double click on outteach versus outwit. However, I would love to continue this conversation, because I'm sure that with a bit of thinking, and maybe you fill out our needs assessment and have a conversation where we could actually double click on that might be helpful. And I'm sure there's people on this call that would have possibly great ideas for that. But that's precisely the work that needs to be done, right? It's like, let's look. The first question I would ask you is, what does your brand stand for? What are your top 4 mission, promise, X factor, interrupter? With that information, it's way easier to find really good ideas that would align with your brand, but also with your ideal clients.
Awesome. Yeah. And yeah, I'll invite Glory to follow up with you afterwards and or sign up to take the free consultation, and you guys can get more into detail. So if anyone has any other questions, please pop them in the chat. There's actually been a few comments just about the Build to Rock session that you do and that you offer. A couple of people have gone through it. And actually, I made a note because I wanted to comment when we originally met way back when, I don't know if it's 5-6 years ago, at one of the first SOHOs, and you did that as well. I think you gave away a session, and I think it was Angela Cote was one of the first people to take you up on it. And I have been watching her progress over the last few years, and she is just rocking it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard her talk about the program and how it kind of compelled her or put her into the stratosphere. Like, she's speaking at conferences all around the world now about. I think she's doing really well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we had fun. We definitely had fun working with Angela, and man, I mean, yeah, her company just went skyrocketed, and her credibility with companies around the world and organizations around the world has definitely massively increased, for sure. And Luciano put a few ideas for you for the person with the question earlier. Yeah, anonymous testimonials and case studies where you change the names, but ultimately I'm just going back. Sorry, I'm going back one because I saw something good here. Case studies are a really great way of showcasing transformation without always revealing who that transformation is from. Obviously, case studies are more powerful when we can reveal the source. But anyways, that's one for sure.
Awesome. Okay, there's a few more questions here, but I also want to be respectful of everyone's time. It's 12:01, so we'll get to the last question. But did you want to pop the link in the chat there to where they can get the 30-minute consultation, or where they can sign up for that?
Perfect. I'm doing that right now.
Okay, just so if anyone has to leave, they can still get that link, and they can take off. And the session is recorded as well, so we'll have that up later today or tomorrow. And then I'll get to the next question here. Just I'll give you a chance to type that in.
So it's /RISE is for the needs assessment, and /OutHelp is to actually get the program at $497 instead of $2,500.
Got it. Awesome. Okay, here's another question. What I sell is necessary. Whoop, now it's popping around, but mostly boring to customers. Ultimately choose whoever is cheaper. So it's hard to make them choose my business at a fair price, and that's frustrating. Sometimes things are commodities and sort of price-based. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is literally precisely why I created Build to Rock. And I'm not saying this because I want you to go there and go into Build to Rock. That's the very problem that Build to Rock, one of the very problem that Build to Rock solves. The key is when you are a commodity, then the key is to find ways to differentiate yourself. And the 4 brand DNA pieces, the one that's interrupter and X factor, those are the 2 that when you nail those are the 2 that actually are going to get used to step away from commodity and step into more of people understanding the value. Like, for example, people, what are they called when you send dry cleaners? You know, a dry cleaner, obviously, you're not going to want to go to the most expensive dry cleaner, unless, of course, their X factor is that they use organic, healthy, all things that matter to you and your health. If they're $2, $3, $5 more, you're going to go, you know what, that makes sense. So this is the very way that companies do to, the people who sell essential oils. The 2 bottles of the exact same product, but one says organic and the other one doesn't, and suddenly the one with organic sells most. It's the exact same product, right? So it's all in the positioning. Everything is about positioning. And when you know the ingredients that are really important in your brand foundation, that becomes a hell of a lot less of a problem.
So true, so true. Well, this has been fabulous, and judging by all of the comments, everyone else has gotten a lot out of it and enjoyed it as well. It's 12:04, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So thanks so much, Isabelle, for coming on today and presenting this new talk. I know that everyone's going to get a lot out of it, and hopefully they'll take you up on your offer for the consultation and get even more out of it, because I've seen the results of the people that have worked with you, and it's been phenomenal.
Thank you.
So thanks to you. Thanks to everyone who came out today. I'll send a follow-up email as soon as the recording is available, and I'll include those links again, just in case anyone missed it in the chat. And with that, I'm going to wish you all a happy Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.